Knowledge isn't power until it's weaponized. Dangerous thinkers don't just learn. They observe, calculate, and strike with precision. Most people collect information. They collect leverage. Smart people know facts. Dangerous people know patterns. They don't study subjects. They study humans. And once they understand you, they own the game you didn't even know you were playing. Every mind works in one of three ways. Each one feels normal until you see the consequences. The difference between being reactive, passive, or strategic. It's the difference between being controlled and in control. This is the default mode for most people. They don't think, they react. Something makes them angry, they explode. Something scares them, they shut down. They're driven by fear, excitement, insecurity, pleasure. And because they move fast, they think it means strength. It's not, it's chaos. Reactive minds are predictable, easily triggered. Say the right word, and they lose control. They live in survival mode, not strategy. In this state, emotion is the master, and emotion is blind. This kind of mind thinks deeply and does nothing. They're smart. They see the patterns, the risks, the details, but they hesitate, always. They overanalyze everything. They fear mistakes more than they value progress, so they stay silent, watching, thinking, doubting. They believe being careful protects them, but in reality, it keeps them stuck. Passive intelligence is potential with no power, and the world doesn't reward ideas, it rewards action. This is the rarest form and the most dangerous. Strategic minds don't react. They don't freeze. They observe, calculate, and then strike. They don't act from emotion. They act from position. They use silence as a tool. They speak with purpose. Every move is measured. Every word is placed. They don't show off. They don't rush. They don't need to prove anything. Because power doesn't need noise. It needs clarity. These three modes are not types you're born with. They're habits you build. Reactive and passive minds are common because they're easy. Strategic thinking takes discipline, self-control, practice. But once you shift into it, you'll never go back. Because life stops happening to you and starts happening because of you. So ask yourself, which mind do you live in and which one do you want to master? The 5 rules dangerous thinkers follow. This is what separates dangerous minds from everyone else. The average mind is emotionally hijacked on a daily basis. Fear, anger, jealousy, insecurity. They respond to every trigger like it's life or death. They act because they feel, but dangerous thinkers treat emotion like a diagnostic tool. They feel it, they study it, but they never let it control their next move. Example, imagine someone insults you in public. The average person defends themselves immediately. Reactive, defensive, emotional. The dangerous thinker, they pause, observe, calculate. They don't defend, they either disarm, ignore, or invert the situation to turn the other person into a clown without ever losing composure. Because when you control your emotional response, you control the outcome. You become unpredictable, unshakable, untouchable. Most people are addicted to noise. They talk to fill space. They overshare. They reveal weaknesses, emotions, insecurities, all through compulsive speech. But dangerous minds understand the power of silence. Silence forces the other person to reveal themselves. It breaks the rhythm. It creates tension. It gives the illusion of control without saying a word. Example, in a negotiation, the average person talks to convince. They oversell, overexplain. The dangerous thinker states their point and then goes silent. The other side fills the void. They start revealing desperation, uncertainty, or even giving concessions. The dangerous mind knows whoever speaks least usually controls the most. In today's world, attention is more valuable than money, more powerful than status. It's the one thing that shapes influence, perception, and control. But most people give it away carelessly. They speak to fill silence, react to noise, chase likes and approval like addicts begging for another hit. Dangerous thinkers don't play that game. To them, attention is a limited currency, and every word costs something. They understand that speaking is a transaction. When you speak, you spend. So they don't speak to please. They speak to plant ideas, to shift minds, to win without noise. Every word is sharpened. Every sentence is positioned like a knight on a chessboard, not flashy, but lethal. Example, in conversation, the average person wants to sound smart. A dangerous thinker doesn't need to sound smart. They want to reshape what you think. They speak just enough to redirect the narrative. They make you feel seen, heard, safe, all while guiding your mind down their chosen path. And when they do choose force, when they raise their voice or say something bold, people listen, because dangerous thinkers don't waste words. They make them expensive, and everyone pays attention when something rare is spoken. Before we move forward, I'm handing you something lethal, not motivation, not inspiration. This is a weapon of ruthless intelligence. It's called the Whisper's Secret, and it will dismantle everything you thought you knew about the mind. You will train for psychological immunity. Emotional attacks will bounce off you like static. You will master neuroessentialism, stripping away human noise until only precision remains. You will learn mental manipulation, not persuasion, not influence, control. Surgical, invisible, absolute. You'll transcend your cognition, rewrite your own reality, and walk the path of the mental overlord, where logic is law and dominance is non-negotiable. This is more than knowledge. It's a system. Strategic exercises to erase weakness, frameworks to manipulate environments and minds, lifetime upgrades to ensure your evolution never stops. Let me be clear, this isn't for the kind. It's for the calculated, the ones who see emotion as a liability and control as currency. If you're ready to become the type of mind that bends others without them noticing, if you're prepared to abandon comfort, morality, and limitation, then take the Whisper's Secret, not for inspiration, but for conquest. The link is in the comment. Download the ebook, the audiobook, or both. Begin your transformation now. Most minds see people emotionally, friend or foe, ally or enemy, supporter or rival. They interact based on feelings, not patterns. But a dangerous thinker sees differently. To them, people are not personalities. They are programs, habits, triggers, insecurities, weak points, blind spots, not friends, not enemies, systems to be understood and used. They don't read people, they map them. Example, they walk into a room and instantly begin scanning. Who holds social power? Who's pretending to be confident but hiding fear? Who needs approval? Who crumbles under pressure? What exact sentence will unlock this person's obedience? It's not guesswork. It's structured analysis, psychological hacking. They don't manipulate with brute force. They engineer outcomes. They nudge, redirect, exploit patterns, like a hacker finding a backdoor into a machine. It's not about being cruel. It's about being in control. This is not emotional combat. This is mental warfare. The most dangerous minds understand a simple, terrifying truth. Perception is reality. What people believe becomes what they act on, whether it's true or not. Dangerous thinkers don't argue about facts. They reshape the frame. Example, let's say you're accused of something. An average person defends themselves with facts. I didn't do that. But a dangerous thinker reframes the situation. Interesting how quick they are to accuse me. Makes you wonder what they're trying to hide. Now the room questions the accuser, not you. This is frame control. It's how politicians rise, how cult leaders convert, how invisible power dominates without resistance. When you control perception, you control belief. When you control belief, you control behavior. That's why the dangerous mind doesn't argue with reality. They create it. These 5 rules are not just natural abilities. They're not something you're born with. They are choices built through discipline, not talent. Dangerous thinking isn't a gift, it's a rebuild. No one is born cold, sharp, and strategic. They become that way by breaking down the weak parts of their mind and rebuilding it from the ground up. It begins with a brutal reset. You shut down emotional overreactions. You stop overthinking and replace it with clear purpose. You stop looking at people to connect and start watching them to control. This process is called cognitive transcendence. It means you don't just manage your thoughts, you reprogram them. You don't just stay calm, you use your emotions like tools. You don't just think logically. Logic becomes your natural setting. Your brain stops being a machine for survival. It becomes a machine for power.